That's three, count them, three external signings for the Chicago Bears here on day one of NFL free agency. Devin Bush, welcome to Chicago. 3-year deal, $30 million contract. I have a lot of thoughts on this, but if you would please do me a favor and subscribe to the channel, I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. We're trying to get to 160,000 subscribers as fast as possible. We're a family environment here on the channel. Bears fans, if you're watching, we appreciate your love and support. Hit that subscribe button. It's 100% free. We're just a few hundred subs away from 160,000. So Devin Bush, 3 years, $30 million, 21 guaranteed. So basically a 2+1. We also have Coby Bryant's contract details. I'll talk about that later on in the show. I absolutely love this move. This might actually be my favorite move of the day so far. They've all gotten a little bit better. Neville, Gallimore, I was like, okay, rotation D-tag. Coby Bryant was like, okay, sweet, Super Bowl champ, really good young ascending safety. Devin Bush, graded as one of the best linebackers in the NFL last year and played extremely well for the Cleveland Browns. 125 tackles, and the production's all over the place. He's making plays in the backfield, 7 PFLs. Making plays in the football, 8 PBUs, 3 interceptions, 2 of which went back for touchdowns. He had a couple of forced fumbles, a fumble recovery as well. I really like how he's been able to get his career back on track because toward the end of his time in Pittsburgh and that year in Seattle, just things were getting weird, and it was like, is he just going to flame out of the league? And that has not been the case. Passer rating allowed under 70, which is excellent for a linebacker. We know this is a focus for the Bears. They want to get faster on defense, and they want to be able to cover better. Well, you had Coby Bryant, you had Devin Bush, you bring it back to Marco Jackson. That's 3 guys in your back 7 who provide all of that. I'm fired up about this, man. And $10 million per year, I like TJ Edwards. He also makes $10 million per year. Devin Bush is better than TJ Edwards, and he's much more explosive. Like, let's just revisit his combine days. 4.43 for a linebacker. 40.5-inch vertical. 10.4 in the broad. The 3-cone was under 7 seconds. He also benched 21, did 21 reps on the bench, which is excellent with that speed and athletic profile. Devin Bush is going to come in here and be your best linebacker. That's my guess. We'll plug him in where he belongs when we get a chance to. The question is who's starting next to him in 2 linebacker sets? Is it TJ Edwards or is it DeMarco Jackson? We'll keep an eye on that. But that 1-2-3 with Bush, Edwards, and Jackson, hopefully Noah Sewell gets back at some point. You still have Ruben Hippolyte that you're trying to develop as well. If he could at least be a quality backup special teamer, you would say that. I think you're entering the draft and you're in a good position at linebacker all of a sudden. You could still draft one, but you don't need to force the issue anymore because Devin Bush is a high-level starter. DeMarco Jackson proved he can start if you need him to, and you still have TJ Edwards. So excited about this signing. I think it's probably one of the better value deals of free agency so far with some of the contracts that have been handed out by other teams. It's been something to watch. I mean, Tyler Linderbaum, $27 million a year, really? Raiders going to reset the center market by $9 million. That's the Raiders' tax, baby. But not to get too far off track there and throw a stray, but to say the least, I'm excited about Devin Bush. I think he's going to come in here and fit well. What has been the Bears' best signing so far? Let me know down in the comments section of this video. Best signing so far. We'll recap everything the Bears have done to this point and maybe kind of go through some of the more recent moves that have taken place in free agency as well. Before we continue with today's video, I got to tell you guys about Polymarket and live trading with Polymarket. If you go back to Week 17, what a game this was. Chicago, San Francisco, Sunday Night Football. Polymarket was giving Chicago just a 39% chance to win this game, which I thought was great value, and I kind of thought it was disrespectful. If you remember at the time, Bears offense was humming, Niners defense was struggling, so I took Chicago at a 39% value, put down $100 for a chance to win 156, walk away with 256 total. And if Chicago took the dub, your boy would have made some money, but they came one play short, as we all know. Plus, with Polymarket, you could trade in and out on momentum shifts without getting blocked or penalized. With in-game trading, once the Bears got up, I had the option to either ride it all the way out or I could have sold early. If I sold early, I would have made a smooth $41 because I bought at 39%, could have sold at 55%, but I wrote it out, wanted for the big cash, didn't quite get it. But this is what you can do with Polymarket. You can't do this with traditional sports books, so get started today. Polymarket is legal in all 50 states. Download the app now to get to the top of the wait list. The only way to do that is by clicking my link in the description and comments. All right, final thoughts on Devin Bush, and then we'll kind of recap the day so far. I just think the Bears are taking a smart approach here. We're not going to give Jalen Phillips $120 million for an injury-prone edge rusher who's good when healthy but hurt a lot. Devin Bush, $10 million per year, checks a lot of boxes. Speed, that's something they want. Guy who can cover, something they want. Guy who plays with violence, something they want. I really, really like this move, and you found good value. $10 million per year for a guy who's only going to be 28 years old. So I'm happy with this. He played better than Tremaine Edmonds last year by, I think, a healthy margin, and he's $7 million cheaper. So that's a win for the Chicago Bears. Glad to have him in Chicago. Big Ten guy, so good to see that happen. Okay, so this is what the Bears have done so far, starting with the Garrett Bradbury trade a few days ago. You plug in a center, and again, not to throw a stray, but I know Tyler Linderbaum's better than Garrett Bradbury. Is he 3 for $81 million where Bradbury's 1 for $5 million better? I would say not. Daniel Hardy, good special teamer, 2 years, $6 million. DeMarco Jackson, 2 years, $7.5 million, up to $10.5 million. Really good, speedy linebacker with upside. And then Neville Gallimore, rotation D-tack, 2 years, $12 million. And then the two big moves they've made today. Coby Bryant, 3 years, $40 million. Super Bowl champ, has had a nice couple of years with Seattle, versatile safety, which probably means Kevin Byard is gone, although as of now he is not signed elsewhere. And then Devin Bush, 3 years and $30 million with $21 million guaranteed. Bears are active. Bears are making moves. They've added 2 starters here and a rotation player in Gallimore and potentially another starter by bringing back DeMarco Jackson and Garrett Bradbury. They're plugging holes. You love to see it. We'll see what they end up doing next. Okay, so you kind of hit some of the more recent moves. James Pierre, a little divisional move, 2 years, $8.5 million to go to the Vikings. Mitch Trubisky, 2-year contract to the Tennessee Titans. Shout out to the former Bear. Demario Davis. I don't know why the Jets are signing a 37-year-old linebacker to a 2-year contract, but they did. 2 years, $22 million, $15 million guaranteed. Austin Hooper back to Atlanta. Kenneth Gainwell, 2 years, $14 million with the Bucks. Jordan Stout follows John Harbaugh to the Giants. Alex Anzalone, who was linked to the Bears, 2 years, $17 million. Glad I don't have to root for him. I'd much rather root for Devin Bush, who's been a better player in recent years anyway. Big ascension for Laramie Tunsil, Reggie Gilliam to the Pats, Ryan Wright with the Saints there. Coby Bryant, which we broke down, 3 years, $40 million. By the way, $25.75 guaranteed. So like Devin Bush, 2+1. So flexibility on the contract there from a Bears standpoint. I missed this one. Amik Robertson, 2 years, $16 million to the Commanders. Robert Rochelle to Carolina. Daniel Bellinger, 3 years, $24 million to Tennessee. Follows his former head coach, Brian Dable, to that offense. Jake Bailey, I don't know if it's a re-signing or an external signing with the Falcons punter there. Cade Mays, center guard hybrid, goes to Detroit. I bet he's going to start at center for them. 3 years, $25 million. Nick Folk to Atlanta. Tyler Linderbaum resets the center market by more than $9 million per year. Absolutely incredible. Raiders, 3 years, $81 million. Tyler Algier to the Cardinals. Travis Etienne, big contract to the Saints. Wan'Dale Robinson, 4 for $78 to Tennessee. Kyrus Tonga, former Bear, 3 for $21 to Kansas City. Good for him. What else we got here? Jahan Dotson. They also signed Olamide Zaccheaus. Not sure why the Falcons are signing 2 depth receivers there. 2 for $15. David Edwards, big deal with the Saints. Jalen Naylor leaves the NFC North. He goes to the Raiders, 3 for $35. And then David Onyemata, 1 year, $10.5 million. He was a guy I thought maybe the Bears would sniff around on. Nice little payday for him at this stage in his career. Mike Evans, 3 years, up to $60.4 million. Jamel Dean to the Steelers, 3 years, $36 and almost $37 million. And then Devin Bush, 3 for $30. Again, I just went through about 25 deals. I think the Bush contract is pretty damn good value. So kudos to Ryan Poles, kudos to Matt Feinstein and the Bears for getting this thing done on a reasonable contract. My name is Harrison Graham. We are live, breaking everything down. So hit that subscribe button and do not miss out throughout NFL free agency when it comes to the Chicago Bears.